What's going on, everybody? David here, back with another video. So we're going to do a stimulus package, stimulus check update, and we're going to talk about a few different things today. The first thing we're going to talk about is why didn't the president sign the bill into law yesterday? So we know that the House passed it yesterday. The president did not sign it yesterday. He's going to be signing it on Friday. Why is there a delay? We're going to talk a little bit about that. We're also going to talk about, can the stimulus checks be garnished? Now, I have a lot of people asking me this question when it comes to child support and other garnishments, so we're gonna address some of those. We're also going to talk about the $200 raise for Social Security, SSI, SSDI. Why is that not in this stimulus package? So we're going to address that. But first off, you guys can do me a favor. Please hit the like button. It does help with the YouTube algorithm. Also, please subscribe to the channel. Hit that little bell notification. That way you'll get notified anytime we put out a video. Okay, so the first thing we're going to talk about is why didn't the president sign the bill into law yesterday? So the House passed it yesterday. Why couldn't the president sign off on it yesterday? Well, this is one of those situations where logistically it was not possible for him to sign off on it yesterday because they need to print it on special paper. And I know this sounds kind of ridiculous, but this is where government functions, and they need to print it out on special paper. We're talking 600 plus pages. And so once they have it all printed out, then the president can sign off on it. The president does have a primetime event tonight. So he's not going to be signing off on it tonight, which I thought maybe that would be a better optic for him to sign off on it tonight, but he's going to do it on Friday. Now, what does this mean? Because I know a lot of people are saying, well, if he doesn't sign off on it, that means that they can't move forward with getting the money to the American people. Well, officially, yes, they can't hit that button that starts sending money out to people via direct deposit. However, they can prepare. So they know that the House passed it, the Senate passed it. They know the president's going to sign off on it. So the IRS can get things going right now. They don't have to wait until Friday to get the wheels moving. And so on Friday, the president, it's more ceremonial than anything. The president will be on camera signing off this major legislation. So that's what we'll see. But I know people were saying, well, why doesn't he just do it right now? Why is he waiting? They're holding the money. No, it has nothing to do with that. It's basically they need to print it, and that's going to take time for them to print it. The same thing happened with former President Trump. They had to wait for them to print this on special paper before they could send it out to President Trump. And then President Trump decided he wanted to delay. But that is normal practice. Now, we would hope that in the future, since we are in modern times, maybe you can start printing it a little bit early. You know it's going to pass already. I don't know. I don't know the logistics of all of that, but it's one of these situations where, can it be printed after the fact? Can you just print one page, the page that he signs, and then print the rest of it later? I don't know. I would think that that would be something that they could do. Okay, so let's take a look at the stimulus check, the $1,400 stimulus check. Can it be garnished? And the short answer is yes, it can be garnished. Now, I've had people ask me, well, if I owe back child support, can it be garnished? No, it cannot be garnished for that. Or if you owe money to the IRS, it can't be garnished for that. However, if you have private debt that you owe, that can be garnished. And the reason for that, the major reason for that, is because the stimulus package was approved through budget reconciliation, and it is not protected when it comes to garnishment. Okay, so that is the major thing you need to know. This is CNBC's article. They posted this yesterday, so you might want to check it out if you want to know more information about it. But basically, if you do owe debt to private companies, they have the right to stop that. So when it hits your bank account, they can put a hold on that. Now, banks are trying to talk with Congress and try to get Congress to do a standalone bill that would not allow this to happen, okay? Because you are going to have some people that are going to be upset because they're not going to be able to get their stimulus check, and they're not going to be able to get their stimulus check because it's held up waiting to be garnished, waiting for these companies to take the money. So what they're trying to do is Congress is trying to figure out a plan where they can do some type of a standalone bill that would keep this from happening, make them exempt, make the stimulus checks exempt from garnishment. So we'll have to see, we'll have to follow that and see where that goes. But you see, there's always a lot of moving parts when it comes to these different packages. And because of the way that this was drafted, and because of the way that it was approved, they can't do anything about garnishments. Whereas the $600 stimulus check, they were able to do something about that. They were able to put that in the language. They can't put it in the language when it comes to these current stimulus checks. So that's, for some people, that's going to be something they didn't want to hear. Obviously, they might not be receiving their stimulus check, or at least their stimulus check will be on hold for right now while they try to create this new bill and get it a standalone bill, get it approved in the House and in the Senate. And you know that's going to be hard for them to do. But we'll have to see if you do have people who oppose this, if you have politicians that are opposed to moving forward with a standalone bill like this. We'll have to see who they are. But that's what we're looking at right now. So yes, your stimulus check can be garnished. However, not for child support and not for if you owe money to the IRS. Okay, so hopefully that will clear that up. Let's talk a little bit about the $200 raise for Social Security, SSI, SSDI. Now, I know there are a lot of people upset that this is not in the current stimulus package, and I think it would not have met the criteria for the stimulus package. And the reason why I'm saying that is because just like the $15 an hour minimum wage, I think it doesn't meet the criteria, and it would not have gone through. They wouldn't have been able to put it in the bill as far as in the Senate. And so that's why they didn't address it. I would like to hear the White House come out and say this is the reason why it's not in there, but they have not said that yet. And so we'll have to follow this and see where it goes when it comes to this $200 raise. So if you didn't know, President Biden, he did mention when he was running for office that he wanted to raise the Social Security by $200 a month. And so we'll have to follow this and see if they're going to create another bill. Maybe this will be part of the recovery. We don't know. But this is something that it's one of those situations where if you stop talking about it, it goes away. And sometimes politicians just say, oh, no one's talking about it anymore, so let's move on to the next thing. So it's one of those things you need to keep talking about. And I'm going to continue, even after the stimulus check and the stimulus package, this last stimulus package here, we're going to continue to talk about policy. We're going to continue to talk about what's next. What are they going to do with this recovery bill? Because we know recovery bill is going to be next. What are they going to do with the child tax credit? We're going to continue to follow these potential bills and see where they go and see how the politicians feel about these different bills. So you're going to want to make sure you subscribe to the channel, hit the little bell notification, because just because we've gotten this last stimulus package done doesn't mean that there's not other stuff to talk about when it comes to our government and how they are working for us. Because remember, we are paying these politicians. This is our money. And so we need to follow our money. And I think for years and years, we haven't been following our money. We've been just paying our taxes and not even caring where the money went. And then when we had a crisis, then we started looking at, okay, well, I've lost my job, or I'm in a situation where I need assistance. And now we're watching where our money's going. But we've had politicians for years and years that have been, we haven't been supervising, because remember, they work for us. So we need to supervise them. And so this is a way for us to supervise them by knowing what they're doing and how they're spending the money. And so I plan to continue to talk about public policy. I think it's something that's very, very important for us to understand exactly where the money is going. And you have a lot of people saying, well, we're spending money that we don't have. And yes, we are spending money that we don't have, but we are not spending money that we don't have. The politicians are spending money that we don't have. And so we need to follow them and make sure that if they're going to spend money that we don't have, it's going to go to the right places. So that's what I wanted to say about that. Now, if you guys have any questions, post them down below. I will be doing an FAQ, so I'll be answering the frequently asked questions in a video in the next couple of days. So make sure if you do have questions, post them down below. If you like this video, please give me a thumbs up. Please subscribe for more, and I'll talk to you in the next one. Bye.